Hey everybody, this is Jeff Reed, and I'd like to talk to you about bipolar mania out here on the Crow Pass Trail near Eagle River. Actually, it was bipolar mania. I struggled with bipolar disorder since I was a teenager, but in 1998, when I was 32 years old, I was working for Dell Computer Corporation at the time in Round Rock, Texas, and I sold all of my stock, which at that time amounted to about $2,000. And when the check came in, I cashed it and went on a major spending spree. And bought all kinds of stuff that I wanted, but that I previously hadn't been able to afford. Mostly really all computer-related stuff. I don't think I have any of it left now, except for maybe one of the speaker cords. But at any rate, after that manic spending spree occurred, I spiraled down into a deep depression and ended up in the hospital, and that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And for the most part, mania for me it's given me a lot of trouble sleeping, and unrestricted spending sprees with money I really don't have has always been a problem as well. Back in summer of 2012, so about 4 years ago, I had one of the most severe manic episodes I've ever experienced, and I went on a spending spree online and racked up about $16,000 in credit card debt, which, needless to say, did not make my father happy, because, well, he didn't have to pay it back because it was on my credit, my own credit cards, so he could have let me have to deal with the consequences of that kind of spending, but instead, he could at the time. So he chose to pay it off for me. And I'm sure he had plenty of other plans for that money, but I'm extremely grateful to him for agreeing to pay that debt off. And a spending spree that severe had never happened before, and I hope it will never happen again. But recently, I've been whipping out my Amazon credit card quite a bit for stuff that I really should be using my cash allowance for. I get $300 a month out of my disability funds for spending, and you would think that would be enough, but everything up here in Alaska is expensive. It's a very, very expensive place to live, so sometimes I still end up whipping out the credit card for stuff I really just shouldn't buy if I can't afford it with my cash. But as you probably don't know, it's pretty tempting to just whip that credit card out. And so recently here, I ran up a bill on eBay on my PayPal credit because PayPal had a legal settlement of some kind and had to credit a bunch of people about $240 into their account. So I got the email about it, checked my PayPal account, and sure enough, there was all this free money sitting there waiting to be spent. So needless to say, I went on a manic spending spree, but once that money had been spent, I didn't stop. I was finding so much cool stuff. You know, I like collecting antique books, medical books mostly. but also old Tom Swift and Tom Swift Jr. novels. Tom Swift was written back in the early 1900s. I think the first books were published in 1910, and they run through about 1930 something, 1935 or 1936, something like that. And then I love old Hardy Boys books and too, and so, you know, between the old medical books and the Tom Swift novels, I ran up an additional $340 something on my PayPal credit. And the bill came in, and my father was not a happy camper. And, you know, I know it's going to happen, but I dread the Amazon credit bill coming in because it's going to be high. And, you know, my father he's a good man, and he means well, and I love him. But he does not understand mental illness. And so it's hard for him to come to grips with the facts that when these spending sprees occur, I'm not well most of the time. Well, probably not any of the time, because when I'm feeling more stable, I don't have urges to spend money that I don't really have. And so I'm probably a bit on the manic side right now. I've been having to take Zyprexa to sleep, and I hate that stuff because it puts weight on me, and it makes it very difficult to lose weight, and it makes me want to eat a lot. But anyway, mania for me has been about a lot of trouble sleeping, and back in 2012 when I had that major spending spree of $16,000, I was hardly sleeping at all. And yeah, it got so bad that I had to be hospitalized. But I don't think I had an inpatient stay. I think I just went to the psych ER at Providence Hospital, and they were able to get me to sleep there, and they released me, and I was okay. But anyway, that's a few of my experiences with bipolar mania. But in the type 1 type of this illness, bipolar 1, mania can cycle up into so severe that you're delusional, and you can think that you're God or Jesus or some famous prophet or something. You know, and you lose touch with reality, and that's never happened to me. You know, for me, since I have the less severe type 2 bipolar disorder, you know, I had never had delusions like that, but it's been about a lot of trouble sleeping, and a lot of trouble managing money. Like I say, the spending sprees. And so anyway, I guess that's about it. And I hope this helps y'all understand this type of mental illness a bit more. So thanks, and y'all take care.